In this vlog, we would like to see the implementation of delete API request in Flutter application, and that too using DO library. So I think you have gone through the series of the API calls where we have seen get, post, update, patch, all these API implementations using DO library in our Flutter applications, and I'm adding the link to the playlist in the description section below so that you can go through this if you are interested to. And in this particular tutorial we are going to deal with the delete API request. So how do we delete some data or a resource by making use of a network call? So generally this particular API call will be available for admin level people and also to delete your own data. For example, you have made a post in Facebook and you want to delete that particular post, a delete API call will be made on that particular resource. So here you can clearly see this resource here. In the all available posts here, we are trying to fetch only the post with the ID 1 here. So that is with the help of a get API call. So now let's try to run this code, and if you are not aware of this, so this will be helpful for you. So here when we tap on get data here, we are trying to fetch the data of the resource ID is 1. So the resource ID is 1 and we are only trying to fetch the data of this particular ID number. And when you tap here and when you specify 2 here and now try to fetch the data here, then we are trying to get the data where ID equal to 2. So in this way we are going to fetch the data based on their IDs, right? So in the same way we are going to delete the data as well. So if you want to delete the data of this particular ID to here, this particular row will be deleted. To get started with the implementation, I'm just trying to specify a variable here, and the variable is, and trying to specify in a short way so that we are already having response here, and await do dot. So here you are having various API calls here like delete, patch, get, put. So almost we have seen all these particular API calls in our tutorials, so we have not added await here. Okay, so do dot delete we are going to use now, and here we need to specify the path. So I'm going to specify the same path which we have used to fetch the data, that is get API request. Let's try to add the same into our delete as well, and now try to run this particular code. And before running this code, we need to also print the response of the delete API request so that we can know what is happening behind. So let's try to run this code, and let's also try to change the text here. Okay, delete data, and now try to tap on this particular button and try to observe the output here. In the first API call we are able to fetch the data here and we have printed the response, and in the second API call here you can see the response is empty because we have deleted here, we have deleted the data, so we have got empty brackets here with no data is present inside. So this is how we execute a delete API call. And in real time when you are executing this particular delete API call in your Flutter application, make sure you have some caution message before it because it will be deleting the data. So let's try to add an alert box or anything kind of, so that user can know that they are going to delete. By accidentally they can tap on the delete button, so just add this kind of alert boxes. And now let's try to see the status code, what we'll be getting when we are trying to delete the data. So in our previous tutorial, when you are going to create a data, you are getting 201 as status code, and when you do not found the data, you are getting 404, right? So what will be the status code when you are trying to delete the data? Let's try to run this and observe the same here. So when you tap on the delete data button, you are getting 200 for both get and delete here. So yes, there is no change in the status code here. The status code will be same if you get the data or delete the data, but it only varies when you try to create the data and when the data is not found, when there is error in the backend code, and when the server is not available. So here, so if you want to know more about the status code, like what is the status code and why do we need it and why do we want to know about the status code, there is a blog which I have written here on HTTP response code. So I will be adding the link for this in the description section as well. There you can study like what is the status code 200, 201, 202 and all the important status code I have specified here, and you may have a look at it from the description section below. So yes, this is it for this tutorial on deleting data with the help of API call. And if you are having any queries, do let me know in the comment section below. So if you have not gone through our previous tutorials, I'm specifying the playlist link in the comment section below. And if you like this tutorial, do like, share and subscribe to our channel for more interesting content on Flutter.